yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. I just want to pick your brain.
Sure.
So we all know about the firing in Carolina, and Steve Wilkes is going to be the interim head coach, and we're going to PJ Walker as quarterback because Baker Mayfield has a high ankle sprain. And honestly, things can't be any worse for the Carolina Panthers at this point. But Jay, like, do you have any like potential leaders in the clubhouse for like who may actually want this job? Like, is Tepper gonna have to go to the college ranks? Is he gonna pluck? Is he gonna try to pluck Kellen Moore from Dallas to be the head coach of the Panthers? Like, do you have any gut calls at this point?
Sean Payton. And I know it's going to be a lot to get his rights out of New Orleans. And I'm sure those guys don't want to see Sean Payton in the division again. But if I'm Tepper and I'm looking around, I'm not hiring another like young-ish coach without any prior NFL head coaching experience. I don't want Kellen Moore. I don't want another, like, who are you gonna hire from the college ranks? Like, for me, it screams that organization needs a strong leader like Sean Payton. And I think it will come at a price for Tepper, but then again, he's got some deep pockets. Up until recently, he was the wealthiest owner until the Walton family got in, so he could probably pay that price tag for Sean Payton. But I can't think of anything else besides him that'd be a great pick, right?
Right. I mean, I think it's either gonna have to be either Sean Payton, or bust, or I mean, the name that's been floated around for the last five coaching cycles it's Matt Campbell out of Iowa State,
Dude,
right?
that guy, every year, his name comes up, and I know you're just getting to college football now, but Puma, like, I don't understand it. I don't understand where this buzz came from Matt Campbell. He's not that good of a recruiter. He's not that good of an X's and O's guy. Iowa State's not like any sort of like Boise State program that came out of nowhere and is like running with the big dogs. I mean, like, does he have some powerful friends that we don't know about that are pushing his narrative? But
I was gonna say, like,
every year,
you tell me, like, did he resurrect Iowa State?
He's probably got some pictures. No, he didn't. Iowa State's a dumpster program. Like, yeah, they'll have like 10 wins, every other year, but it's not like pretending like they're like, like Cincinnati that made the playoffs last year. No, they're not. They're nothing special, man. If anything, why don't you go after Luke Fickell, who at Cincinnati took Cincinnati, who was not a good program, to the playoffs last year? And sure, they've got their ass handed to them by Alabama, but why wouldn't you go after somebody like that over what's his freaking face, Campbell?
Right. My, opposing view to the Peyton hire would be: does Sean Payton really want to go
No,
into a
probably not.
situation where the quarterback has not been resolved? Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing where, earlier when he first got the gig in New Orleans, right? Like, the word on the street was Drew Brees was done with his shoulder injury, and it was right after Katrina and whatnot. So that's like a whole different situation. That was his first bite at the apple as a head coach. Now, like, you're Super Bowl champion, you're one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, and you have an owner that's trying to be like Ted Turner. Unless like Tepper is going to just give him the keys to the Ferrari and be like, listen, I'll pull a Mark Davis and I'll just sit and stay out of the way, and maybe we'll have a sit down dinner if things aren't going well. But other than that, I'm staying out of your way. I don't see him taking this job.
Yeah, and like let's brainstorm. Who else is there in the NFL ranks that could potentially take this job, right? What, D'Amico Ryan out of the 49ers, right? It's probably going to have to be one of these guys that, is just hungry for a first-time head coaching job. Who else is there? Gerard Mayo with the Patriots. He made some interviews. He took some interviews last year.
Byron Leftwich.
Brian Leftwich, of course. Yeah, his name's going to come up. Who else? Well, Leslie Frazier up in Buffalo. I mean, he could be a potential candidate where he had some prior head coaching experience. So, I mean, there's these guys that he's gonna have to go do some digging and pluck somebody. But if I'm him, I'm swinging big, man. I'm swinging big and seeing if Sean Payton you can throw enough money at him to come out of retirement. Now, the one thing I'm hoping for personally as a selfish Chargers fan with Brandon Staley almost spin the bit again in Cleveland. Did you by any chance get to see what he did in Cleveland late?
I saw what he did on Twitter.
Unbelievable.
I saw what he did through Twitter, I should say.
Unbelievable. And I think Puma, the writing's on the wall for him, because did you see how Keenan Allen went out and tweeted some stuff during the game about how, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this. And it's not one of those things where Keenan Allen went out there and defied his head coach and then deleted that tweet. He left it up. Like, and for me, that speaks to volumes about how they view Brandon Staley in the locker room. I feel like Keenan Allen is just that leader putting it out there from what the sentiment is inside. So selfishly, I would love nothing more than to see Brandon Staley, that clown of a head coach, be fired, and Sean Payton taking that job.
I was just going to say, so, like, for those that didn't see it, like, what happened that caused Keenan Allen to put this out?
So it's late in the game. The Chargers are up 30-28, right? It's 4th and 1 on your side of the field at your 40-yard line, and you still go for it instead of kicking it away and making Jacoby Brissett drive the length of the field for a field goal to win. There's only, like, I think a minute and a half left. So he decides to go for it. Obviously, they fail, and they give the ball right back to the Browns at the 40-yard line in field goal range already to win the game. And luckily, the kicker missed the field goal. But could you imagine if he did make that field goal? Oh my God! I would have fired him on the spot. On the spot, unbelievable. The guy is a complete idiot. Like I get it. Analytics is the new wave, and I'm not some old school guy saying, hey, we gotta hold on to the olden way of playing football. I get it. It's
right, but there's a time and a place, right?
But you've got to understand the situation, man. I would much rather go with Jacoby Brissett going the length of the field and turning the ball over right there and letting those guys kick a field goal at that spot.
Yeah.